train review, and this is the third locomotive that I got for Christmas of 2010, and I want to do a review on it. Okay, so first of all, let's just see what we got here. It's a Hornby, and it's the R2880 British Railways, or BR 9F number 92221. Now 9F was a classification of locomotive that was mainly designed for heavy freight during the 1950s up to the 60s, when they were withdrawn on British Railways. But 9F was a class of very heavy freight locomotive, much like the big boys and the Challengers that were in the States around that time for the same sort of purpose. They were found on passenger holdings and passenger workings, but mainly they were designed for freight. So let's have a look. And here she is. This is the Hornby 9F locomotive. Let's have a look at that. And she looks quite good in the box. As you can see, this box is different because you can see into the box with the clear packaging, so you can see what you're buying before you even get it. So it all looks good, and it is a very, very nice model. And one of the things I wanted to highlight on this little video review is two things. Firstly, it's made by Hornby Railroad. Now, for those that are not familiar with this, Railroad is Hornby's brand of train that are less delicate and less breakable compared to the limited edition models that you've seen before, like on my videos. They're like Flying Scotsman and Mallard. Those are designed for adult collectors and people that are very, very careful with handling trains. This sort of thing here you could buy for someone like over the age of, say, 8 years old onwards. That's perfectly fine. They're still a very delicate model, but they've got less sharp and functional and breakable parts on them, so they're quite user friendly. And they're also DCC ready, so if you wanted to get into the world of DCC control, you can DCC chip them. So without further ado, let's get it out the box. See you shortly. Okay, well, as you can see, we've taken the model out of the box, and with the box that you get the same old piece of paper telling you how to look after your train and how to run it, and you know, the information here about like lubrication and stuff like that. Just quickly show you some very boring information. I'm sure you'd be more interested in the bit of paper than you would the train. Yeah, there we go, Class 9F 210 locomotive. Basically that's your operating instructions, how to care for it, how to clean it, making sure that your track and train are in top condition maintenance wise, and how to do all that. And anyway, that's regardless. It's always handy to keep that, so put it to one side. And here is here is the 9F. Isn't that a beautiful locomotive? I mean, the first thing you notice about this train, if I can come in closer with the camera, is the sheer size and power. I mean, look at those wheels. I mean, that is something else. I mean, I can zoom in on the wheels there. That is absolutely beautiful. And it's so superbly made. I mean, even though it's Hornby's budget range of model trains, it's superb. I mean, you've got standard sprung buffers there. You've got a vacuum pipe on the front that comes with it that I fitted previously. But you've got all this detailing on the side here. I mean, you've got the rivets on the smoke deflectors up here that are picked out nicely. When you go towards the chimney and to your right, you've got more rivets. You've got a separate handrail. You've got little brass safety valves up there. I mean, it is a cracking model. I mean, it really is beautiful. I mean, one of the things that you notice about it, if I zoom out with the camera here, is just the sheer size of it. I mean, it is a monster. It is a huge locomotive, and when it runs around the layout, it is just the smoothest locomotive that I probably own. I mean, all my trains that I own, they're very, very smooth and very, very reliable, but this, I took this straight out of the box, put it on the track, and switched it on, and it was just smooth as anything. It was just really smooth, and it leaves such a huge electrical footprint. I mean, the size of those wheels there, I mean, it's just an amazing locomotive. Let's get a shot of the front there. If I can just turn this round here. There's the front of it. It is a very handsome looking locomotive. I mean, we'll just switch it around here so we can get a view that way of it. The tender's a very nice job as well. I mean, as you can see on the camera, I'm not sure if the camera picked that up, but you can see the raised rivets on the side of the tender there, kind of like all on here, which are very nice. And the British Railways logo on the side there, the lion and the crest. The coal on top there, the handrails on top of the tender, the little ladder that goes down towards the buffer beam, sprung buffers at the back, a little vacuum pipe. There's a little hook there as well if you want to put your own couplings on there as compared to the Hornby couplings. Once again, the tender, I'll just take this off and show you. Get a side view of this. But the tender, as you can see, is quite close fitting to the locomotive with the plate, the running plate. It's not too bad, it's pretty acceptable. And it's got glazed cab windows. And the other two models, the other three models that you've seen so far in my videos, they haven't included any glazed cabs hardly. So this one's got glazed cabs, so that looks quite nice. And although the inside of the footplate and the levers and everything are plain black as per the other models that you've seen, you could once again, if you wanted to paint those yourself, you could quite easily do so. Even though I wouldn't bother because it's a nice model. So there is the Hornby 9F, their railroad range 9F, and I think that is a very lovely model. And performance wise, I think all Hornby's railroad range of trains, be it diesel or steam locomotives, are very smooth, very reliable, and just so well made. The quality of modelling from Hornby has just come up so much over the years that it's a very reliable brand to buy. I'm not just saying that for a marketing purpose to boost Hornby's profits, by the way. It's just that as a modeller, I think that Hornby are one of the most reliable brands to buy trains from. Not only do they perform well, they look nice, and they're so affordable. I mean, if you don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on just a locomotive itself, you can buy these quite easily at a very affordable price. And I think this model deserves 10 out of 10. Thank you.